what I think are really important issues. I have a great concern that we're heading, as a globe, spiraling into the greatest food insecurity our planet has ever seen, affecting more people than ever. And obviously, this is an issue for Côte d'Ivoire. And so I would like to know from you, what is the largest impact of the Russia's war in Ukraine on the agricultural sector in the country? And what are some thoughts of yours to help to deal with any food insecurity?
Folks, did you know that you may be eligible to receive up to $1,000 from your state and city? And many of you are wondering how you can claim such additional financial assistance. Well, roughly 7 months have passed since the final enhanced monthly child tax credit payment was dispersed to families in the US. Now, since the checks ended, the number of children in poverty has increased from 12% to 17%. It has put 3.7 million children below the poverty line. Millions of parents welcomed these payments in the latter half of 2021 as they help provide financial relief during the crisis. This year, with inflation on the rise and a possible recession looming, several states are now planning to send families more money to lessen the impact. There's a new Republican Senate proposal that would send up to $350 per child and includes a work requirement. For now, it's up to the states to decide if they'll provide money in families to families in need. And so far, there are several states planning to enact a state child tax credit on offering deductions for households with children. Only one of those states is pending governor approval. Families in California who earn less than $25,000 are eligible for this $1,000 check as either a reduced state tax bill or refund. Those earning between $25,000 and $30,000 would receive a refunded reduced credit. The credit is only available for children under age 6, and also the family must qualify for the California Income Credit. Starting in January 2023, families in Colorado will get 5% to 30% of the federal credit for each qualifying child. The credit is only available for children under age 6. There is a deadline today that is for Connecticut families to sign up for a state tax rebate worth around $250 per child, but it appears certain that thousands of households will not claim their state checks of as much as $750. According to the state, more than 11,000 tax filers applied for the credit in a 24-hour period. State officials estimate that more than 300,000 Connecticut households meet the income requirements for $200,000 for couples and $100,000 for single parents. And nearly 60,000 families in Florida will receive $450 per child. Idaho families could also be eligible to get $205 for each of their qualifying dependent with Idaho's non-refundable child tax credit. Maryland is providing $500 refundable tax credits for each qualifying child under a bill pending approval by the governor. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy recently signed a $50 billion budget that would include a New Jersey child tax credit program. The fiscal year 2023 Appropriations Act makes use of a $7 billion budget surplus. And significantly, the budget also allocates funds of up to $500 per child under the age of 6. Families making under $30,000 will receive $500 per child. And now, folks, this tax credit is fully refundable. It means that you can receive the money even if you don't owe any New Jersey state taxes. That means even if you don't normally file taxes, you should be able to claim this fund.
Yes, ma'am. You want to look at it? I'm sure others would have comments, but let me point out that they say that we're reduced by $200 to $200 billion. Okay, our economy, that's about 0.8 to 1.2 of our nation's GDP every year. They're going to reduce that over 10 years. It is going to be less than a fraction of 0.04% of our 0.04%, roughly 0.08 of our nation's GDP. What's that?
If things go perfectly.
If things go perfectly. Now, and then the debt and deficit.
So I'm adamantly opposed to any new gas taxes on the American consumer and the South Carolina driving public. The question is, does it reduce inflation? Penn Wharton Business School said they have low confidence that the legislation will have any impact on inflation. The Congressional Budget Office, that was Joe Manchin's Bible in the past, said that in 2022 there will be negligible.
Dennis, Mr. Secretary, thank you very much for that introduction, but more importantly, as a lot of the senators here know, for me and my friend for a long time, and thank you for joining the administration. You know, when I was forming the administration, I knew Dennis could do any job in the administration, but he wanted to be Secretary of Veterans Affairs because it mattered so much to him. And I think the most important thing to have someone in charge of that department was somebody who cares about what he.
So there are several new proposals on the negotiating table that would address Social Security. This can mean millions of people could be seeing a big change to their monthly benefit payments. So watch until the end to find out if you're eligible for the stimulus check and Social Security increase. Now, many lawmakers in Congress are discussing Social Security reform. The future of Social Security remains uncertain, forcing people to ask questions like, will Social Security run out? And according to the 2021 annual report from the Social Security Board of Trustees, the cash reserves will be fully depleted by 2034. That is 1 year earlier than their 2020 report indicated. Annual taxes are expected to cover only about 78% of the benefits each year after that. And according to Yahoo News, part of the problem can be attributed to longer life expectancies, a smaller working age population, and an increase in the number of retirees. By 2035, the number of Americans 65 and older will increase to more than 78 million, about 56 million today. As a result, more people will be taking money out of the Social Security system, but there will be fewer people paying into it. Now, that doesn't mean the program will run out of money entirely. Payroll taxes are expected to cover about 70% of scheduled benefits. But if the funding gap is not filled, retirees could get lower Social Security payments, or workers might need to pay more into the system. Experts say that if no changes are made, this is what Social Security could look like in the future. So if you're planning to retire in 2035, it is suggested that you keep in mind there's a chance you could receive less in Social Security benefits than you might be expecting. If no, then changes are made to deal with the trust fund shortfall. Benefits will be reduced by 22%. Now, the SSA has shared that for many retired adults, that kind of cut in benefits will represent a big financial hit. Social Security provides at least half of the income for 50% of elderly married couples and 70% of elderly single people. And some experts doubt that a big slash in Social Security benefits is forthcoming. One analyst told Yahoo News, as pensions are disappearing, people are relying more on Social Security because of the program's popularity. Politicians won't want to tinker with benefits for existing retirees and will likely have to find other solutions to the trust fund shortfall. And even though Social Security isn't expected to run out of money until 2034, several options for changes have already been floated to deal with the budget shortfall. These options include raising the payroll tax rate, increasing their wages subject to Social Security taxes, and raising the full retirement age and reducing the annual COLA. If Social Security benefits are not cut, tax revenue for the program will likely have to increase. One way to do that is to